Previously in Dragon's Maw, the morning after dealing with Stable 998 came with some good news and bad news. The good news was Javolt and his sister Raven had reconciled a bit. Blinky collected all the tech they'd earned from Ormar's horde, and Tempered Steel convinced Cookie Crumbles to abandon his proselytizing through the power of love cookies. The bad news was Javolt accidentally encouraged Mighty Hide Bill the Buffalo to break out of his makeshift prison and go back to earn his honor somehow. On top of that, a full-out war was brewing between the Four Horses tribes and the cult of Tiamat, set to boil over in about 24 hours. After much deliberation, the Maulers planned out a few courses of action. First, use Smack Talk and Radio Crackle to coordinate with the Steel Rangers to try and push against the cult from the west. Second, travel back to Skyfall and do whatever it takes to get it flying again so that they could airdrop behind enemy lines. And third, insanely enough, try to recruit the hellhounds they'd found earlier when they were hunting with Craggy in the abandoned mine to the north. After building 2 crazy rocket-powered Trojan horses and riding them all the way to Skyfall in the blink of an eye, they agreed to split up into 2 teams to tackle their respective tasks. Master Weaver says, that's not bad news, that's just phase 1. Anyway, this session we focus on the more magic-based team, off to make friends with some hellhounds.
Woohoo!
So right now this is kind of a party split situation, where it's just, Xencarn, Tempered Steel, Firelight if his player were here right now. Unfortunately, it's very early in the morning. And then, the Lovecat Butter, the Changeling Officer Jin, and Aurelia as well. Also, as we get going, people are probably going to notice I sound very different. Like to thank friend of the show, like Canis, for helping to spring for a brand new microphone when I came back from Evergreen Northwest to find that my headset had been damaged. So Lycanus is awesome, and this is kind of a new frontier when recording. At any rate,
Nice one on the 20, Joe.
Yes.
So,
Sorry.
Basically we're assuming that you went to Skyfall as a group, kind of got settled in, dealt with some business like Raven's sort of communion with, with her daughter or whatever, and then after kind of coordinating with everyone, took your group to head back north towards that quarry you encountered earlier when you were out hunting.
Can I be the worst person in the world?
How?
Can I buy some stuff while we're in Skyfall?
Sure.
If I can find how much money I've got. God damn it.
You should probably look at your character sheet then.
No, I just couldn't remember if I had it under caps of gold. Okay, I've got 800 caps. So, how many grenades can I buy?
You want to buy grenades?
Yes, please.
You could probably borrow some from, Flotsam or Powder Keg if you ask nicely.
How much can I buy grenades for?
How much can you buy grenades for? Well, I mean, it's Dally in chat. Sorry, what? Buy grenades? Mines! Oh, that's an awful pun. Awful pun.
Yeah, that's great.
Alright. Grenades are not cheap. Bit heftier than, because they're basically weapons, and since they're one of the few that actually work in the Maw, kind of upscale compared to even medical supplies. So the best seller you're gonna talk to, although you do get kind of a bonus for being so darn intimidating in your bone armor. At the point where, the seller you find is basically like, why do you even need grenades? But,
Giant dogs.
He offers you basically, $250 per grenade.
Yeah, I only need 2. That's fine.
Alright. So you fork over 500 caps for 2 grenades?
He's handing over half his caps for a pair of explosives.
Joe, if you weren't here, I'd kill him and take the money back. Be thankful. No, it's fine.
Bets open. 2 fan art says this ends horribly and they have to collapse the mine.
No, it's okay. We have love cookies.
No, it's fine. I'm completely willing to deal in human sacrifices.
or diamond dog sacrifices.
Actually, I was thinking more pony, but whatever,
Yeah,
sure.
All right. So is that all you wanted to do in Skyfall while you were there?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, I'm doing that earlier.
Yep. Yeah, Aurelia and Jin and Butter, who's basically your constant companion at this point, meet up with you guys, and Aurelia says, "So, are we ready to go? Are we gonna
I think so.
hike back up across the wasteland again?"
Sounds like a good plan.
Let's go.
Aurelia looks kind of wistful. You sure we can't ride more of the metal ponies again?
We'd need powder for that, and we need to get going.
I think
He's got
his
work to do.
attention is better needed with the to-be flying city.
All right. She looks kind of disappointed, but Jin, still in his disguised form as Skydrop, still looks kind of relieved at not having to ride the rocket Trojan horses again.
I'll go up and pat Aurelia on the back, and I'll just be like, look, when we get back, you can ride a flying death ship with nukes.
Oh, okay, that works. So, oh boy, the thing is, it was back up, kind of west by northwest of Radio Crackle, if I recall correctly. So, the hike back up to where that quarry was, if you can find your way properly, is a bit of a while.
We'll be fine.
So you travel east along the road and then up north again. You see mainly on your travels 4 horses raiders, or not raiders but tribals. I keep forgetting to change how I address them, but I suppose that's reflective of public perception of them still right now.
Fair enough.
But yes, you encounter mainly 4 horse patrols. Not as many as there were around Ribcage around the time you left, because that's where most of the action is right now. But still, some mostly famine, scavenging for supplies, keeping an eye out on their own lands in case, there are any spies or scouts trying to find something. They're all, amicable towards you guys, obviously. But, don't get in your way. Despite Aurelia kind of, trying very hard not to complain the whole way, you actually make it to Radio Crackle in basically record time, just because the 4 horses have basically got this part of the land secured.
Tempered Steel will offer Aurelia a love cookie to try to placate her would-be complaints.
I see what you're trying to do, Steel.
Is it working?
No. I'm not taking your drugs.
Can I have a cookie?
Sure.
Woohoo!
I was expecting more of a reaction from that, honestly. But okay. Do you guys stop by the radio tower for a bit, or do you guys just head on your determined path?
I'm inclined to think just head on because I'm not sure what we're going to do here, and sort of in the interest of out of character time.
All right.
Yeah. No, I agree on that.
If we have enough
nothing.
If we have enough time, we can stop on our way back.
Yeah, there's nothing we need to do there at the moment.
Fair enough. The Steel Rangers guarding the entrance just kind of give you a salute as you pass by their visual range.
And Steel will salute back.
All right.
The military ponies.
Aurelia's like, oh, well, I kind of like them. Well, I kind of like their armor. I'm not sure about them as ponies, but...
Oh yeah, sure, the dress code is cool, but they're a little bit stuck up.
They're better when they're not being, when they're not trying to lock you up and take your stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Didn't like being separated from my guns the first time around.
So, guys, while we walk, here's a good question. What's our eventual plan here?
Aurelia kind of chuckles nervously and says, yeah, I was kind of wondering that.
Well, I was thinking we would try being nice, and provided they don't try and kill us away, maybe if we can improve their moods with some cookies.
Okay, now we get to the bit where hellhounds hate ponies, so why are we bringing Firelight?
Because he's the nicest of the ponies we have?
Alright, here's a doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're boned. Okay, what's our plan if things go south? Which, let's all be honest, things are gonna go south.
Run and shoot?
Well, good enough for me.
Yeah, just run, hightail it out of there, honestly. Jin doesn't look, satisfied with your basic plan of attack.
Well, we've befriended and converted, the vast majority of raiders in the wasteland. We have made friends with a dragon. We converted a cultist with cookies very recently.
Oh, that's how you did it.
Yes.
Didn't you basically just shove cookies down into his mouth to make that happen?
I did not shove cookies into his mouth. I offered them to him, and he took them freely.
I will totally forgive you 10 caps if you shove cookies down a hellhound's throat.
I'm not going to shove cookies down anyone's throat.
Damn it.
For all I know, that would totally cancel out the love.
I know. We should test this.
You're going to have to get your own cookies if you want to do that.
Can I borrow some cookies?
No, you may not.
Aw. Odd. Okay, so just to go over what you know about hellhounds. They're big, they're fast, they're strong, they're filled with a lot of seething hatred for pony kind, and they like technology.
And
that, I think, about sums it up.
And one of them has a big-ass rocket hammer.
Oh yeah, also that. Based on these facts...
I've got a big magical hammer of some kind of my own, so we got something in common.
I think that one's was a little bigger, and yours doesn't have a rocket.
True, but it lets me fly and control the weather.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my bet on the one with the rockets.
All about rockets.
I mean, it really just kind of looks around like, what? Come on, it's a rocket hammer.
Yeah, I mean, you have a point, but...
We just rode rocket ponies across the southern half of the maw. I'm all about rockets today.
No, that's reasonable.
I can see why you ponies bombed yourselves into oblivion.
Because it was cool?
Yeah.
Also because ponies are stupid.
Well, yeah.
And Firelight's not here to defend his species.
Firelight looks a little bit indignant, but still trying to be polite, probably, if he were here, to actually voice his character.
If you were here, he'd probably be telling me to stick it where the sun don't shine, but that's because Firelight's nice.
Oh, Java, why did you make us do it this early?
I didn't.
Fair enough.
I suppose, yeah. Rhetorical question.
So after this lovely banter and you keep on hiking for a little while longer, you come back to the big ol' mine quarry. You come to the lip of it with, the layered path, zigzagging before you until it reaches down. The rusted crane that Joel helped topple earlier, still kind of buried in the dirt in the center of the quarry. And towards the back, at the lowest level, you see, once again, the cave entrance.
So I'm thinking I go in, do some recon in soul form, come out, we all go together as a group, try and get in contact with whoever's in charge and work it out with them.
Works for me.
Sounds like a plan.
All
Which
right.
case, Butter.
The love cat, who's been actually just riding atop your head at this point, kind of looks down at you.
Do me a favor and watch my unconscious body for a bit. Don't let them draw on it.
Vermilion salutes.
Thank you. And Dream Stride.
Alright. So, your body falls unconscious and your soul projects out into the world.
while we're doing that, Tempered Steel will sit next to him and he will scratch Vermilion on the head.
And he purrs at you.
Aww.
Just make sure you don't, pet him the wrong way.
No, I mean, like, scratch between the ears and all that.
Yeah, there you go. Alright, so you are now in Dream Stride, Xencarn.
Cool. I'll walk in the front door. Well, cave entrance.
All
whichever.
Right. You basically walk down the hill and into the cave, which is dark and dimly lit by just a few basically bare bulbs hanging at distant points in the main mine shaft.
Fair enough. Well,
there's a minecart path that draws itself through the main path of the cave.
Alright, I'll follow that, I guess. Any sign of that diamond dog, actually? Or the hellhound?
You do hear sounds of movement.
Follow those.
The sounds of movement lead you towards a big ol' hulking hellhound that's kind of heading towards the entrance. Giant hammer in claw.
They'll be fine. Keep going forward, I guess. See if I can't find the rest of them.
Alright. Guys in the chat, you're not in this session. So you basically just phase through him as he continues out to the entrance. And you follow the main path along until it reaches the main central shaft of the mine, where you see a few more lights, and basically kind of this whole sort of network of little caves going in all directions. Some of them have very faint sounds coming from them. Most of them do not.
I'll pick the closest one with sounds and walk down that one.
That one leads to this part of the cave where this sort of, there's a kind of a bed and a workbench has been set up, with a whole bunch of, armor and special tech laid across it, and you see this vaguely female-looking hellhound, kind of, working on it with, some, basic tools.
Hey, the head tech is a bitch.
God damn it. But,
I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm not sorry. I've had that in my head all week.
You're not sorry at all. You were never sorry.
I've had that in my head so long. I'm sorry.
Wow.
So this place is pretty, massive.
I don't know. It's sizable. I wouldn't say it's massive. Decently big would be a good description. I mean, just based on what you've seen, I mean, most of the occupied areas you hear are kind of easily accessible. Chances are, based off the tunnels you see networking out from the central shaft, this place is actually pretty huge, but you're not hearing or in any way sort of sensing anything interesting going down those paths. It seems like this mine is mostly unoccupied.
So there's a guy out front, the engineer. Alright, I'll walk around, see if I can't, to any of the other noises that are going around. See if I can't find anyone else.
Did we only encounter just one of them first time we were here?
Basically.
Yeah.
You basically one took a swing at you, and you basically just all hightailed it out of there.
To be fair, Powder pulled us out of there.
Yeah.
I wanted to go.
There was one, and there was an indication that more might be coming, I think. And then, that was it. So Xencarn, you head towards basically the only other sound of, any sort of life. And you head over to one of the other, worn caves, and you find another sort of living quarters, where, you find this kind of scrawnier hellhound that is kind of frothing in the mouth and just kind of obsessing over a small pile of energy weapons.
And Flotsam's second pet. Cool, right? Oh, no, wait, crap. I promised Violet a puppy. That's right.
Well,
This one seems to be kind of frothing at the mouth a bit.
Feral puppy. He's a doctor. He'll be fine. He can cure that.
You know, firelight and or Tibbs probably could cure that.
Yeah, it's fine. Anything else?
After that, as you just kind of take a look around the cave some more, head down a few other paths, whatever, you don't really seem to find anything else. You get the impression that it might just be these three. They look formidable, certainly. Very tough. You also see some. You also mainly see some other rooms for like food and kind of storage and whatnot. But yeah, it might just be these three.
Okay. In that case, I will wake up and I will relay that information.
So
as eloquently as Xencarn can relay information.
So not eloquently at all.
So cue my joke from earlier, basically. But make it more offensive.
Somehow.
Yeah. Okay, now they're big. Okay, these things are bigger than ponies. How big are they compared to tempered steel, to minotaurs?
The female one you found earlier was kind of the big one you found in the hallway, the mine's hallway. It was kind of big and hulking, kind of a head or two taller than tempered steel.
Wow.
Big puppy.
The female one you found was a little bit shorter than tempered steel, and the kind of smaller diamond dog you found would probably just be a little bit taller than a pony standing up.
Okay, then. You should have said that out loud.
No.
Then I'll say it for you. Xencarn in the chat says, "So I'm walking into a place with dogs dressed in bones. This can only go well."
Alright, okay. So, we have the three.
Yeah.
We know there's the one in the entrance. And one of them at least looks capable of conversation, and the other one looks insane. So, where do you want to start?
You notice that the big, sort of hulking diamond dog, Hellhound with the hammer, has come out of the entrance to the mine and is now looking around.
Fuck it.
Sort of investigating.
I'll stand up, walk over, wave, and be like, "Hey!"
Tempered Steel will go over there and also wave. Hello!
Okay, so the Hellhound.
Also, I'm taking a cat into a place filled with dogs. This can only go well.
We're making all kind of boneheaded mistakes here, aren't we?
Ooh, that was almost humorous.
Somewhere off to the side, Jin just kind of face hooves. And the Hellhound looks up at you, kind of standing at the edge of the quarry, and just growls at you.
We come in peace. We have cookies.
The Hellhound lets out a few sharp barks into the cave, where you can tell it echoes deep within, and grips his hammer with both claws and starts slowly advancing towards you.
Tempered Steel will put his hammer on his back, and he will hold his hands up in front of him, indicating that he means no harm.
The Hellhound does not care about your gesture.
I'll walk forward a little bit and be like, "So, from what I think I remember of Hellhounds, at least I think this is right, based on dogs. Do you have an alpha we could speak to? We're here to discuss some terms about some ponies that need to be killed, rather harshly."
The Hellhound growls at you again and barks a couple times. And then he's now standing at basically the bottom of the path, looking up at you, just, basically a few seconds of quick climbing away from you, and says, "We don't want to talk."
Ooh, good. It actually speaks equestrian. Fantastic. So, if you don't want to talk, what do you want?
For ponies to leave us alone.
Great, not a pony. So, dialogue.
Tempered Steel will bring out one of the love cookies.
Would you, like a cookie?
Not interested in fake generosity.
Hey.
No, it's not fake. It's genuine.
Yeah, he is completely this genuinely stupid. I promise you it's genuine.
We're not interested in making deals go away or we kill you.
Okay. That sounds painful, and I'd prefer that didn't happen. But we actually really need your help. Like, a lot.
It's about this pony who is trying to take over the wasteland.
We don't care.
You may have heard of him.
Because
called the executive.
See, the thing is,
maybe.
if he succeeds in taking over the wasteland,
Metal panels on the back of the hammer kind of part open, and you see the sort of jet at the back of the hammer start to rev up, small flames, puffing out of it as if he's kind of revving up the engine of this insane weapon. Okay. And you also see two more diamond dogs rush out of the cave. Both wearing some kind of this very form-fitting armor and bearing melee weapons of some kind.
Fantastic. Okay. Hey, look. We don't want to fight you. We will if we have to. But I want you to know we've killed a couple of dragons and you're not that scary.
Go away.
We can't. We need you. We need your help.
You want our help? You're the one who killed all our food.
Okay. You were eating the rad scorpions.
Good meat. Now gone. Mostly gone.
Well,
this is gonna be really racist, but do you eat pony? If yes, we have a new food source for you.
What do zebra and pony and minotaur want?
We want your help fighting this really nasty, evil pony who wants to take over the maw, and who, when he does, finds out about you, he's probably gonna come back.
Go away!
I should probably stop talking for now.
Okay, so let's back off that. Let's go back to the fact that you need a food source, right? That's the big problem you're having living here, right?
Most of the others have already left.
Which is bad, but yeah, we basically have a big walking mass of meat. Somewhere that you can quite easily get.
You want us to fight in the war?
Yes.
No!
Yeah, we do. Well, look, you have a couple of options here. You help us, you kill these, you get food, or the executive wins, comes in, and murders all of you.
Or we move to a different place where ponies and zebras and minotaurs don't bother us.
No. That's the thing. You don't move to another place. He comes down and he kills you. There's no moving. If he wins this fight, he takes over everything.
Maybe we move away before that happens.
Oh,
maybe we have time.
If you actually had time, if you seriously think you've got time, do you seriously think I would be bothering to be here talking to you mutts about this?
Mutts is probably a bad word to use with them.
Yeah, very scary. Have you got someone in charge I can actually talk to?
The female hellhound, basically at his side now, says, Diesel speaks for all of us on this.
Diesel. Great. Getting somewhere. Hi, I'm Xencarn. The Minotaur is Tempered Steel. The pony is Firelight. Feel free to ignore him. And the cat is Butter. And what form is Jin in again? Pony form?
He's still in pony form.
And the other pony is Jin. Also ignore him.
Actually, for this, he probably would have actually chosen to be in changeling form to at least not be a pony for this negotiation.
Fair. In which case, and the changeling is Jin, not as cool as our last changeling. Long story.
Jin looks
and the dragon
somehow offended at this.
And the dragon is Aurelia.
Oh, right. We also have a dragon. Got that.
She's pretty cool too.
Yeah, she is. Hey Aurelia, why don't you show off your gun a little bit? Just hold it up. Get the light shining on it.
She's definitely holding it up, kind of at the ready, because she's kind of anticipating a fight.
And that's our crew. Diesel, who are your friends?
We don't want to make friends.
Yeah, no, I meant who's the rest of your pack?
The female hellhound doesn't really look any more friendly, but gestures to herself and says, Bella. And over to the smaller one, Teddy. Diesel looks a bit angry that she bothered to give you their names.
I think there's a certain irony here that Xencarn may actually be our best negotiator with these guys.
Yes, being useful for a change. No, great. Now that we've all introduced each other, how about we put the weapons down and we have this chat? Okay, I'm getting sick of the snarling. So, I'm just gonna use my sort of undead range thing. How many dead are in the cavern at this point, exactly? Give me a sec, need to find the range.
There are a lot of dead things in that mine. A lot.
Within 100 feet of me?
Within 100 feet. That's actually not that far. So, even kind of at the bottom of the quarry and beneath your hooves, there's a lot of dead things. Many things. At least remains in pieces.
Great.
Many, many pieces.
Oh no.
Ammunition if I need it. But, we'll keep trying the talking.
Not really a whole lot of complete corpses.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. That's, that's awkward.
Mostly, limbs and parts, A few heads here and there.
Well, yeah, you'll raise dozens of heads and talk them to death.
Or I'll just combine them all into one freaky mutant monstrosity and it'll all be good. Okay. So I'm assuming they're not putting the weapons down.
Diesel glares up at you and says, "You have seconds to go away or make sense."
We want you to fight in a war so that we don't all die. How's that for sense?
We say no! And he starts climbing up the hill towards you guys, hammer drawn.
Okay, out of character question, Spud. If he takes a swing at me, does that count as combat?
Probably.
If I challenge him to do it. As a game.
I would imagine. It would just be kind of a combat with a slightly different context.
Face stab. Target creature gains phasing for the next 5 minutes.
Unless you're trying to do kind of... If you're not really attacking him and just doing utility type actions in response to his attacks.
Yes, that is exactly what I'm doing.
Aurelia looks ready to fire on the charging, hulking hellhound.
Diesel? Wait. Tell you what.
He's still coming at you.
Okay. Base step. First things first.
Alright, so he fires up the rocket hammer, jumps up the hill, and slams it down on your position, basically sending out a shockwave from where it lands, kind of scattering your allies, but luckily kind of phasing through you, where you stand. And this just seems to tick him off even further. He kind of swings at you a few more times, trying to hit you.
Look, we can do this for a little while, or you can stop attacking me, and we can have a chat. Because if there's one thing I've learned in the Wasteland is everyone wants something. So stop being hot-headed, and let's have a discussion. Tell me what you want. Because everyone has a price.
We want to be left alone.
Fine. Alright. Do this for us, and here's what we'll do. Guarantee you a feed source, guarantee your privacy.
But put us in danger for your cause.
Danger. Really? You lot against ponies? How is that putting you in danger?
Ponies.
Oh please, there'll be lots of ponies on your side. And they're going to be more scared of you than they are of the enemy.
And dragons.
We've got a dragon.
We've got a dragon. We've got a very good plan for their dragon too. Quite a big little, boom. underneath its little nest, let's say.
By this point, Bella and Teddy have come up the hill, still weapons ready.
Tempered Steel's gonna hold out a cookie and offer it to them.
Teddy, seeing the offered cookie, immediately runs over and, like, gobbles it out of your hand, like, almost kind of cutting you with his fangs, almost.
Well, when Tempered Steel sees he's running, Tempered Steel will toss it to him.
He leaps into the air to chomp it and just kind of chews on it happily. Diesel shakes his head at this.
Tempered Steel will offer Teddy another love cookie.
Teddy goes to eat another cookie, but Diesel kind of smacks him and holds him back. Idiot, could be poisoned.
Here, let me show you that it is perfectly fine.
Tempered Steel will take the cookie, he will take a small bite out of it, chew it, and then swallow.
Minotaur could be immune.
Oh, for Pete's sake. It's not poison. You're a diamond dog. You're a hellhound. Do poisons even work on you? I've always been told they don't.
Tempered Steel will break off a small bit and offer it and hand it to Firelight.
Here, do you mind showing him that, it's not just me?
Firelight kind of... I would imagine this would be his response. At the very least, it's mine. And he says, I don't think whether or not it's poisoned is really the sticking point here.
Tempered Steel will hand it to Vermilion,
who, kind of nibbles on it cutely. Bella finally...
Look at it!
Bella finally steps forward and says, Plenty of ponies come here, try to talk with us. Pony comes here with big army, practically demands that we join him. We fight for his cause. We don't agree. We don't like being asked for anything.
What do you like?
Diesel lets out a dark chuckle and says, killing.
Well, to be fair, we did offer you a lot of that.
And not answering to any ponies or zebras or anything.
You're not answering to us. You're answering to yourselves.
And to whoever you answer to. Whatever cause you answer to.
Oh, please. I barely answer to the cause. We have a cause? I just look over at Tempered Steel. Really, I was just in it for the lols, mostly.
Yeah, he's, kind of causeless.
And yet you do the talking.
Well, he seems to be the one that understands you the best.
Look, Diesel, it's either me or that guy.
That
you don't
guy
want the
tried.
Cookies.
He did
that
not
guy wanted
succeed.
to offer you cookies. Look.
At least not with us.
Wait. What do you mean not with... How many diamond dogs left with the last group?
There's kind of a shameful silence amongst the 3 remaining hellhounds.
Did he force them to go with?
No.
What did he offer them?
Food and killing.
Well,
congratulations.
You 3 are the smartest of the pack.
What if we offered to repopulate this area with a new food source for you? Look, when we came here, we did not know you lived here or that you use those things as a food source. We are terribly sorry about that. What if we offered to set things right and set them back at, in something resembling the way they were previously, like put a new food source back here?
Bella finally steps forward after they all kind of spend a moment kind of thinking to themselves, and Bella finally says, I don't think you understand, Minotaur. We don't wish to be bought. We've had enough of that.
Then help us to get your kin back, because the last pony who came, who press ganged them into helping, trust me when I say that he's not going to be very caring about their well-being.
He'll probably put them down if he ever thinks that. He'll probably put them down when they become inconvenient.
Diesel lifts up his hammer and just growls, almost a constant growl at this point, as if just struggling with something. And he says, he opens his mouth to speak and then closes it again. Just, ugh. Teddy doesn't seem to, is kind of a bit, he kind of recognizes the issue at hand, but kind of looks towards Tempered Steel as if wanting more cookies.
Tempered Steel will toss him the partial cookie that he was, what's left of the cookie he was offering him before.
And he takes it.
I'll look over at Bella and I'll be like, look, I know you have absolutely no reason to trust what we're saying, and that's the wasteland. That's completely reasonable. But we're not here with an army trying to press gang you into something. We're here asking for your help so that we don't all get wiped out of the world completely. Because that's what's going to happen to me, to you, to everyone. You don't want that.
Roll perception.
Oh, yay.
Everyone or just Xencarn? Or both of us are just...
You're there. You can roll perception too.
So used to saying everyone, but it's just the two of us.
Oh. Cool. 26.
I got a 17, and I forgot to add. So, yeah, I got a 24, it looks like.
Nice.
Alright.
Yeah, Xencarn still beat me. But.
So, basically what you can tell just kind of by reading their dogs, but you can kind of read, they're very kind of expressive as well. And it seems that their reactions at this point are kind of a mix of a fear that Diesel especially is trying to hide a lot behind his strength, and a portion of kind of a hopelessness as well. And Bella says, "Too late for our kin. Nothing for us to gain anymore, all to lose. Better off moving somewhere else."
What do you mean it's too late for your kin?
They've already made pact. Already been hungry too long. They won't care. We will never get them back.
Well, do they make the pact with that leader guy?
Maybe.
If they did and we kill that leader guy, will they be free from their pact?
They'll just kill.
Even if you're there to convince them to come home?
We're not in their pack anymore.
Oh.
Question. And I don't know much about Diamond Dog Society, but if there are multiple packs of Diamond Dogs, I assume it works similarly to sort of the pony tribe things? Like you both have like alphas, right?
Bella shakes her head. No structure. Hellhound groups very rare, often.
But strongest, but it would still be strongest in charge, right?
Yes. Well, depends.
Depends on what?
Pack. We,
all right.
She gestures to the three of them. We work together.
But when you're in the bigger pack, when you're stationed here, I'm assuming you would have someone who was in charge, for lack of a better word.
Diesel, at this point, gives you a big nod. Seems it was him.
Anyone ever try and challenge you for leadership? Anyone who would have benefited from taking the other pony's deal?
Maybe.
Because I am thinking that you were smart enough to tell the other pony no, and because you were smart enough to tell the other pony no, they just left out from underneath you. So maybe instead of talking sense into the pack, you need to just go find them and beat some sense into them.
Bella shakes her head and says, "Slim chance, even then."
Well, we've been kind of dealing with slim chances ever since we got here, so...
You go in, You take out the strongest, make it 1-on-1, make it fair.
Do you think this other pony will let us make it fair? No.
Well, it's
a pony.
Let me put it this way. I've dealt with a lot of ponies, and we're gonna deal with him while you're dealing with that, and trust me, I'm going to make it hurt. And I'm not going to be the only one.
And why should we count on you?
Because your race is great, and I'd really prefer you don't get wiped out.
We still risk ourselves fighting in your war for your cause with no gain for us.
Of course there's a gain for you.
Doesn't like getting your
We'd
pack.
rather leave. We've been in the maw too long.
Let's say you try and leave. Where would you go? This other pony has forces everywhere. On the lookout for anyone entering or anyone leaving.
You
try and get out? No. You try and get out, he'll kill you. And it won't be quick. I can promise you that it will not be quick.
Maybe we still take chances, rather than...
Well, if you're going to take chances anyway, why not do it our way?
I mean,
if it's a few fights versus a war.
Well, I mean,
no comparison.
Well, I mean, you're taking your chances with running versus taking your chances with fighting, and taking your chances with fighting where there's a bunch of people fighting on your side.
Sure, ponies who fear us and would rather we do most of the work ourselves.
Oh, you haven't met these ponies.
We've met enough ponies.
Look, I'm gonna level with you. And I want to be completely honest here. Ponies suck. I think we can all agree on that, right?
Zebra not looking much better from here.
Hey,
you have a very astute sense of observation.
Alright, so let's say you don't help us, and let's say you run away. And, we end up going to fight in this, we fight in this war, we go up against your brethren. How would we possibly take them down without your help?
Not our problem.
Look.
No, never mind.
We're going around in circles here. This is your problem. We keep explaining to you why this is your problem. Because if you try and run, you'll die. If you stay here, you starve to death. If you go my way, you get to feast on ponies and potentially get your pack back. I'm sorry, which one of these options sounds better to you?
Tempered Steel's gonna offer Teddy another cookie.
Teddy almost goes for it again, but Bella and Diesel kind of physically hold him back this time.
Look, if you're gonna throw your lives away, that's your call, but at least throw them away doing something important.
Diesel growls, and Bella looks contemplative for a moment before saying, "We have our pride."
Yeah, I can see that. How long have you been cowering in these caves again?
We just want to be left alone.
Yeah, right. So, tell me again, while you were being left alone, was this a choice you made before the other pony came and rejected your help, or did you just form this one naturally?
I'm sorry, I don't quite understand. Out of character, what?
Basically, did you decide to, just decide on the isolation thing before the executive came in and told you he didn't want you in his Hellhound pack? Or, did you have this sort of idea beforehand?
Yes. We wished to keep to ourselves before even that.
Right.
We didn't have a big pack before the rest were convinced to go with the pony.
Right. So you're just completely okay spending all your time in these caves, letting your brethren die? Sure.
They left us. Why should we care about them?
Because without them, there's nothing in here, there's nothing really protecting you lot. As you said, you're three
They're
lone...
not protecting us.
Well, of course they're not now.
We take care of ourselves, and that's how it's always been.
Sure, until something decides it wants to come and take you out, and then what do you do?
Or some pony or zebra decides they absolutely need our help.
Oh, so now you're saying we need your help, then. Great, so when are you coming to help?
You didn't listen, Zebra. I said, you're the one saying you need our help.
Yep, and we do. So when do you want to come help us?
I'm not saying we're going to give it!
I'm having too much fun.
Diesel takes his hammer more firmly in claw again, and says, "You are trying my patience now, Zebra."
Yes, and you tried to hit me with the hammer earlier, and how well did that work out for you? Let's not
I'll
repeat
figure
that.
it out, or I'll hit some other pony.
What? That lot?
He really
Okay.
Bet not all of them can disappear.
Nope. Take the Minotaur out first.
Sure. He starts
What?
advancing on Tempered Steel.
Tempered Steel will try and leap up into the air and fly and hover above him.
Okay. You're
I just
right.
have this image of Tempered Steel just sitting there in the meditation pose, just slightly out of reach.
You basically hold on to your hammer and float a few feet off the ground, slowly rising a little bit higher and higher until beneath you, Diesel just staring up at you, just like, what? trying to swat you with his hammer.
Tempered Steel will offer him a cookie even as he's floating above him and being swung at.
Arrgh! Don't want cookies. Don't want your help.
You sure they're really good cookies?
Enough pony trickery, enough pony lying, enough pony offers, enough pony...
Teddy, you had some of them. Are they good cookies?
Teddy looked kind of afraid to answer now, after all this discussion.
And I'm trying to piss them off.
And
I'm all out of ideas.
And Bella says, "I don't think we have anything more to discuss."
I don't want you to die. I'm gonna put it out there right now. I'm a necromancer, and, you'd be really, really good, zombie warrior puppets, but I don't want you to die.
Look, Xencarn, if you're planning to try and kill them,
Oh god, no, I'm not gonna try and kill them. That would be more effort than I'm willing to go through. I mean, we almost took out that town that one time, but these guys would probably take at least 5 minutes longer than that, and I'm lazy.
You are absolutely the worst, Xencarn. The worst.
I try.
Diesel just growls at you all and says, "Now go, or we kill you. End of discussion."
You're not gonna kill us.
Yes.
Trust me.
Yes, we are.
We fought dragons. You're not gonna kill us.
Want to try?
And then, do not tempt me. Really don't.
Yeah,
Because, at this point, I don't really care whether you fight for us alive or dead. It's gonna happen one way or the other. Your choice.
Now your true nature comes out.
Xencarn, now I'm starting to, maybe you should stop talking.
The three diamond dogs, hellhounds, take fighting stances, claws out, armor set, weapons ready, and Bella says, "Time to leave now."
Look, we want to help you. We want to get your pack back.
Leave!
You don't have to fight us.
No.
If you do,
Not if you leave. Go!
we're not
Tempered Steel
going
will
anywhere.
Tempered Steel will start to float backwards away from them.
Aurelia is kind of sticking with Xencarn, and Jin is slowly backing away, kind of to match Tempered Steel. Firelight is doing whatever Firelight would do in this situation, which would be probably not letting Xencarn talk so much.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna have to give Firelight kind of a second chance sort of thing.
I've tried everything else.
Poor Codeman.
You've tried everything Xencarn
else.
would do.
I've even tried stuff Xencarn wouldn't do.
I can only imagine this thing would have gone so much differently if he were actually here.
I would imagine very much so.
We had them almost convinced, and then I don't know what we said.
Did you?
We had them more convinced than we do at the moment.
True.
And then it all sort of went downhill. I think it was my fault, but I'm not completely sure.
I'm pretty sure it was your fault, and it would have gone better if we'd had, Firelight to close the deal.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Well, I'll have to make sure Firelight gets a chance in this, but for right now, You are being not so politely asked to leave.
Yeah. Tempered Steel is going to land, and he's going to pick up Vermilion to make sure he doesn't get
Vermilion's
caught.
still with Xencarn. You floated back.
Oh.
Xencarn and Aurelia are kind of standing their
Oh,
ground.
I would have just told Vermilion to go to Tempered, probably at this point. I'm not letting him enter this fight. That's not a good idea.
All right.
Ah, he actually does care.
All right. Vermilion.
Yeah, but not about you.
Vermilion.
I'm sorry.
Vermilion takes your advice. And Aurelia is just kind of sitting next to you, kind of looking at you, going, "What are we doing this? Are we going? Come on." They look mad, Xencarn.
Yeah, but they looked mad when we started. Look, guys, again, we don't have to do this, but you really can't stay here and you really can't flee. I'm telling you the truth, you will not make it out.
That is our problem, not yours. Now go already. We will not warn you again.
I've made it.
We will not!
Because I don't want you to die.
Look, Xencarn, just how about you step away? Maybe give them time. Maybe if we leave them alone, they'll have time to think about it. And who knows, maybe we can do like a general Passover with the city later and say hi then as we pass over, and then maybe seeing our giant floating city will change their minds or something.
Yeah, but wait. Oh, Tempered, sometimes you're a genius.
What?
I think. Hang on, let me compute this for a minute. She works at that, she does that, she's technical.
Maybe no, not, because you're kind of on the wire here.
Yeah, one sec.
Alright, have a disproportionate amount of time to think about it.
Sorry, okay. I think I'm done. I don't think this is gonna work, and I think I've stuffed it too badly for this to work. But, Tempered, did you say that in character?
Yes.
Great. In that case, I'll look at Bella, and I'll be like, okay, but before we leave, one question. You like working on technology, right?
Bella's and Teddy's ears kind of perk up at this.
Because, as my friend said, we've got a giant floating airship we're trying to construct, and we need some additional help. So, tell you what, don't fight in the war, that's fine. But, if you come back with us to Skyfall, live in a town, places to eat, tech to work on, everything you need, you don't have to kill anyone, you're not going to get killed escaping. How's that sound?
Bella looks mildly interested. Teddy is super excited. Diesel, however, is just, have to be around a bunch of ponies. Very loud place, very crowded place. Doesn't sound good for hellhounds. Even if they do even think about letting us in.
They'd let us in. They'd let you in. It's a pretty multicultural city. It's got griffins, it's got ponies.
Didn't let us in before.
Wait, you've tried going into Skyfall before?
Some of the pack tried attacking it before.
Oh, they tried attacking it. That's your problem.
That's a difference.
There's a difference between attacking and what we're going to be doing, which is going to be, you're going to be coming in peacefully with us.
And we know the guy who runs the place pretty well, and we have his number on a lot of things, so getting you getting you work as technicians, probably head technicians with your skills, pretty easy life for you, and you get to fly around in a death ship filled with bombs.
Somewhere off in the distance, Chase gets a headache and isn't sure why.
He's like, oh god, the mall is, I don't know, but I need another drink now.
Probably on top of whatever the other group around this time would be giving him right about now. So...
Plus, we are very good friends with people who are making their city fly again, so they may not like a lot of stuff they do, but I think that we've got some measure of goodwill, and that'll probably go a long ways towards, getting you inside.
And for the less technical inclined, I'll look over at Diesel at this point. There's also security duty. They always need guards, and what you look, you look like someone who knows what they're talking about when it comes to protecting an area. So, plus
the three look among themselves, not really speaking, just kind of sharing looks. Teddy's hopeful, Bella's kind of placating, Diesel sort of searching kind of imperative, Diesel looks back to you, Xencarn, and says, "You get us into Cloud Ship. No strings attached. No expectations."
Hey, look. The only expectation is
we
you
want
don't
to
eat
fight,
anyone when you're in there.
We want to leave, we leave, and you don't stop us.
Provided you don't hurt anyone while you're in there, absolutely. Well, except in self-defense, that's completely fine. But apart from that, no strings.
Trying
you do
to
what you want.
domesticate dogs.
Hey, I'm not saying domesticate. Hurt anyone you like when you're outside, just not while you're in there.
After a long moment of deliberation, Diesel lets out a and kind of ever so slightly lowers the hammer in his claws. Bella gives you a nod, Xencarn, and Teddy kind of jumps and yips with barely restrained joy.
Yay!
Oh, thank God for Tempered Steel and knowing what the hell he's talking about.
No, that was completely on accident.
No, shh. It was all planned. Don't let them know.
Well, that I'm saying out of character.
Bella looks to you and says, "Give us time, pack things, get ready for travel."
Okay, if you don't show up by the time it lifts off, we'll make sure we do a side trip and fly over here.
Actually, how much time do you need to pack all your stuff up?
Probably, less than an hour.
Oh,
we can wait around.
Yeah.
All right. So, you basically are tentatively allowed back down into the mine, allowed to enter the mine, enter their sort of tentative home, as Diesel packs up his kind of sparse belongings. Basically, the hammer seems to be his prized possession, and little else. Bella seems to have most of the actual living equipment, cooking, and kind of sets of armor, and even some special tech. She seems to have a few stealth bucks she's been working on. And of course, Teddy has just this pile of loot that he's just kind of obsessed about.
Provided that they allow it, Tempered Steel will help them pack up.
They will not allow that. They don't seem to like other people touching their stuff.
Fair enough. Tempered Steel will, though, offer Teddy another cookie.
Teddy kind of makes a motion over his stomach like he's kind of full.
Okay.
Or
we will see it.
He kind of makes a kind of pained expression as though the cookies were a little bit too sugary.
Ah.
And he's kind of having an adverse reaction.
Okay, then.
And, within the hour, the rest of the Hellhound pack is, basically ready to travel, and Diesel kind of approaches Xencarn and the rest of your group as you're getting ready to leave and says, "So we're clear. You get us into Skyfall, and what happens, happens. No war if we don't want it."
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's the deal you wanted, that's the deal you're getting.
Okay. Let's go. And
yes. Ooh.
I just want to know what walking past the Steel Rangers with 3 Hellhounds in tow is like.
So you head out of the quarry, Hellhounds carrying kind of actually a pretty hefty amount of equipment with them. They seem to be very strong. And, as you asked, as you pass by Radio Crackle with the Steel Rangers standing guard outside with these 3 Hellhounds behind you, they look immensely surprised. And one of them makes motions as if to say, behind you, you've got something behind you.
Yeah, we know. They're our friends now.
We'll just wave.
They're not our enemies.
The Hellhounds.
I know. I like them.
Growl very loudly at the Steel Rangers, who look properly terrified by them, but also very confused when they don't actually attack and just continue to follow you. And they seem to just whisper among themselves, like, did they just... Yeah, I think they did. And with your 3 new Hellhound quote-unquote friends in tow, you slowly make your way back to Skyfall, the rest of the hike back. And I think that's where we're going to end this mini session.
All right then.
Shame that Codeman couldn't
That
be here
is
to do this, but the time was very awkward and it was all we could do. So I'll try and kind of have something else for him if possible. I mean, basically we're doing a whole bunch of stuff last minute this weekend, so I'll see if I can try and get something special for him as well. Because this was basically the Xencarn and Tempered Steel show.
Yes. I'm sorry for all the talking I did.
Not unentertaining show.
You actually knew what you were doing.
He kind of phased in and out of knowing what he was doing.
Well, I mean, I'm inclined to think that Xencarn had a better understanding of how to talk with the Hellhounds.
I don't.
Yeah,
like some of the stuff.
Of course I do. I'm great at talking to assholes.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yes, but we had Xencarn finally, Tempered Steel finally got his turn to have a friendship side quest with Xencarn.
Who does that leave now? We've had Powder Keg, we had Firelight, we had
Did we have? Oh yeah, we did have Firelight. So we've had Powder, Firelight.
Flotsam was part
Tempered.
of one as well.
Does it count if there's multiple? Yeah, I guess it does.
Tibbs probably doesn't need it. Javolt probably doesn't want it.
Chica,
yeah, there was Chica, but that's also an NPC. I'm trying.
Okay, Flotsam demands her own, apparently.
Well, she kind of got it right at the beginning.
Yeah.
There was kind of a vignette there, yeah. Anyway, I think at this point we should probably close it out.
All right.
And since Tempered Steel, you're here, might as well. I guess. Who wants to do the first part? Who wants to do the second?
It might actually be fun if we inverted it this time, since it's just the two of us.
Well,
okay. So which part do you want me to do then?
The first part.
Yes.
Okay. This has been Fallout is Dragons.
Join us next time when the other Maulers try to make a city fly and not blow it up in the process.